All right, state for the camera who you are. What do you do?
I am Jonty. I am a developer at Agentic Intelligence.
And then how did you come to us?
How did I come to you? I came in one day to work by myself at a desk, and Brett introduced me to you, and the rest is history, I guess.
And then when you came in, it was pretty random, right?
Very random.
It was just some dude rocks up into a co-working space, sat down,
Pretty much.
and then Brett was like, I know this guy, give him a little bit of work.
Yep.
And then how long until you're hired?
30 minutes.
So why do you think I hired you?
I don't know. I guess you were impressed straight away with what I had already done during the day that I was there.
And then what do you tell your family that you actually do? Like, how do you explain or to your friends or family what you do on a day?
I haven't told anybody what I do, pretty much.
Yeah, why?
I guess it's just too difficult to explain, like really well, without properly sitting down for more than 30 minutes and actually explaining it to them. I guess I see people at the supermarket and they're like, well, what are you doing now? And I'm like, tech stuff. And that's about it. Yeah, it's about this, as deep as I've gone.
Yeah. And so, in front of the rest of the world right now, explain in the least amount of words possible what you do. Here's the challenge.
We build software for other companies, clients, and put AI into them to help them with their workload more.
And then specifically, what are you working on right now?
At the moment, we are working on a build QS software, helping QSs with their workload, reducing the amount of time it takes to produce a takeoff list, significantly reducing the time in a build time.
And so what's the technology or what subset of AI are you dealing with when doing that project?
At the moment, it's a lot of, visual models.
Yep.
Neural networks at the moment is what we are putting a lot of time into, and custom training the models to help the QSs with what they would do on the daily basis, except they don't have to do it as manually as they do now.
So using computer vision to read plans to speed things up, right?
Yes.
So typically a machine learning degree with especially in computer vision would take 3-4 years.
Yeah.
And we've got Jonty off the street coming in, being able to perform it and be able to develop these models. So what would you tell someone just about to finish high school, they've got exams at the moment, about what the future potentially is in regards to work and how are you able to contribute to computer vision when you don't have that traditional background?
I think a lot of it's been made easier and it's getting easier in terms of work for the future. I think it's certainly narrowing down to the jobs that will be really needed in the future. For me, a timeline, I don't have a real set timeline. I think it changes pretty much every day. It's about,
About it?
that's about it.
And so if we think about what you're doing, so you're literally inventing technology that doesn't exist in the world right now, and you're doing it in a place that, again, hasn't been done in regards to construction. What would you say if you had other cousins, like, if they want to do the same thing, what advice would you give them?
Is that if they wanted to do QS or if
If
they
they
wanted to do...
we'll go with say software or development or machine learning, what would your advice be?
To just jump in and do it and learn as much as possible, as quickly as possible. I think there's more than enough content out there now to pretty much teach yourself to do anything. I think anything you want to learn, there's something out there for free. You don't have to necessarily pay for it. Videos, a lot of videos. Talking to other people that you know that might be in the space already. Yeah.
And what was the hardest thing for you to change your previous job to coming to us?
Tough. Can you say that again?
Yeah, what was the hardest thing like the transition to go from your previous role to working with us?
Hardest thing. I think it's probably just the trust that everyone has in you to do your part. Old job, there wasn't a lot of trust. You were sort of given something and you're constantly overlooked and watched and checked on, whereas at the moment you're just trusted to do it. I like that. I like having the trust and doing the job I've been given. It makes you more confident in what you're doing when you know the person giving you the work trusts you to finish it.
And was it uncomfortable to go through that transition?
Only at the start. I guess I was probably nervous in the amount of trust you gave me at the start to do stuff, but now I find it's much better than previous job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good little anecdote. We gave Jonty something that had never been done before in history, and we presented it to a high net worth individual who's in the public. And I think that you were sweating bullets before the demo when we were up in Auckland, and it all went well. I think you actually, you wore out the carpet pacing back and forth before you delivered that to that person. But I guess that's the start where it was you probably felt it was a wee bit different place to work.
Far different, yeah. Probably the complete opposite to where I was previously.
And so why don't you think companies give younger people those opportunities?
I'm not really sure. I don't know. I couldn't really step into the foot of my previous manager and what he thought. I guess they just lack the trust in younger people. Probably don't think they're capable of doing the workload a lot of the time. But ultimately, I think that lack of trust actually makes them worse, and probably causes them to not almost care as much, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so we're going to see a lot of younger people who have exposure to things like ChatGPT or AI come into the workforce. What advice would you give the older managers who have been around, or we've got more experienced managers? How would you advise them to manage this workforce?
To manage people like me, or
Yep.
More trust. I think the younger generation, which is me now, are starting to learn quickly and probably are more knowledgeable about, especially this space now, than the older generation.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't even explain it to my dad. I haven't bothered to try
Mm-hmm.
for that reason. So, yeah, older managers will probably end up having to just trust the younger workforce more as time goes on.
And then probably give context. How old are you?
19.
And then you've got a team of data labelers. So you actually manage a team yourself, and you've trained staff within our organisation. What was that experience like?
Enjoyable,
Yep.
fun, something different, something I've never had to do before. Interesting experience, but fun, enjoyable.
What'd you get wrong?
It's probably my communication of how I explain the process that they have to take. I think I probably either under-explain or over-explain. I never quite get it perfect, but it's all a learning process.
And then based on what you learn and what you see the tools doing, what's the future of the developers?
Future of developers. I think the developers that can adapt and learn quickly, learn the new tools quickly will stick around. But ones that sort of refuse to adapt and try to stick old school might sort of fall behind, I think.
And what's the most craziest thing you've seen me do?
Craziest thing I've seen you do?
We've been in a few meetings together, mate. What's the most ridiculous thing you've seen me do?
Probably tell a client we would double their conversion rate in 6 months.
Yeah. And what did you think when I said that?
I wasn't surprised. That's just how we operate.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then thinking about you've been with us how long?
4 months.
4 months. Play it out in another 8 months, so you'll be here for a year. What sort of stuff do you think you'll be working on?
No idea. It's hard enough to look forward a month, let alone 3 months, 6 months, 8 months.
Does it make it difficult to work here?
No, I think everyone's just going with the flow, and that's just how the space is at the moment.
Cool. What questions do you have for me?
Questions do I have for you?
You get to return the favour, mate.
I wish I had more time to think of them beforehand.
That's no fun.
Where do you see it being in 8 months?
In regards to the business itself?
Yeah, I'll revert the question.
Cool. We're already in Australia. So Australia, we'll be overseas. We'll have a remote team. We're at 27 now. We'll probably be at 40. I think as we know, we're growing quite quickly. There's not that many people that can do what we do in Australasia. So again, be looking for great people that have a personality is probably important, that love a good chat and love to be challenged and love to have like agency. Like as we do, this is your patch, you deal with it, you come back to us when you got problems, but we support our people as we go.
More questions?
Yeah, mate.
More
Send
questions? I'm gonna have to think.
It's all right. You can take a minute to think.
Yeah, I keep forgetting we can cut stuff out, eh?
Yeah, cool.
Where do you see our business going in the future? I know you explained where it would be, but do you see us pivoting to other stuff other than software or sticking with software for those 8 months?
Good question. As we know, we bought you a robot today, so that's good context to have.
Yeah.
We actually bought a few robots, haven't we? We've bought a humanoid coming in pretty soon, and then we're going into what we call embodied AI. So that's humanoid robots or robots working with stuff. So we're in the trades, we're in construction. We know we'll have a robot in a construction site next year, in the year 2026, and we know that robot will be doing actually meaningful work because there's not enough people to do the work. And we're being engaged by the trades to do what they class as less sexy work, the hard graft. So I think the robotic side is the natural progression of what we're going to do, and finding the right people to lead that as well.
Well,
That's
more
it.
questions?
You can always ask more, mate.
I can probably think of a couple more. What different projects to what we're doing now, maybe more on the larger scale, like Build Foundry that we're doing at the moment, do you see us doing in the next year?
Next year will be probably a lot more government stuff. So assisting governments to be a lot more streamlined in what they are doing as the pressure comes on from ratepayers. We've got a great salesperson, Ben, who starts a lot of fires and gets people going. So I see that the government will have a wee bit more of an influence and will assist them, especially coming into an election year when everyone wants to have quick wins before they get everyone to the polls to vote.
Okay.
I'm just going to throw one in there while you keep
Go for it.
another one. How do you think AI is going to play into the next election cycle?
Damn it, you stole my question.
Oh, you go it. You say it.
Okay, yeah. Where do you see AI playing in the next election?
So it's quite interesting. We may or may not have had a political party reach out to say, how can I be first in the results of ChatGPT as people are driving to the polling booth to say, who should I vote for? I think it's going to actually probably have more value for the smaller parties, the ones that don't have as much funding as the two mainstream political parties, because they can do as much content as everyone else as these tools get better. So they can amplify their message. There also will be a lot of opportunity to do it in the wrong way. And I think there are two political parties that are approaching AI completely differently. I may or may not have known about their policies and what they're going to write about AI, but I think it's really going to be front and centre in the questions about jobs and the questions about is New Zealand going to invest and do the quote-unquote AI will be at the ballot box.
Okay. One more.
Expand a little bit on them using it the wrong way and how that could backfire.
So one thing they could do is use it in the wrong way in regards to getting the wrong messages out or not control their message. It's pretty easy to use AI to generate a political party ad, which it was not true or not done by that political party. Memes seem to transfer messages pretty well to a lot of different audiences, and you can use AI tools to create some great memes that might sway elections.
Do you think there will have to be regulations coming into the election cycle? Maybe not this one, but after this. Like in the future, where they're like, oh, we have to like regulate this because this is a little bit of a.
I think a government always defaults to regulation because action versus inaction is always appealing. Don't know if the regulations will pass. I think if they were, it might hamper our economic efforts a wee bit, and that we would need to really think through the implications of a regulation. And I would definitely warn against over-regulating and regulating things that don't yet exist or the potential of a thing to exist.
Just to add on to that one more, how do you see the average New Zealander accepting AI, and how well do you think they will accept AI?
I think we'll have a massive divergence, and I think we'll have that in about 18 months, where we'll see companies go that and advertise really explicitly that they're human only, and they'll charge quite a high premium. And so it might not be as good a product or a service, but it's the experience of caring and have like a human-only experience versus an AI sort of automated reality where you get the goods and services done for you. And what you might see is like, I don't say toilet paper is a really good example. It's generic. So AI can decrease the cost as much as possible for, say, a toilet paper company versus, say, a restaurant. Whereas to have robots, and I've seen it when I was in Malaysia, robots deliver your food to you and scan a QR code to order, you might see that that all goes away and it's a really human experience where a person comes out and explains the meals, explains the wine, but they do charge quite a large premium for it, and people will ascribe status to that. And they'll tell them that, I went to the only human restaurant on the strip, and that's how they'll derive their social value.
Cool.
One more. This is just because I was just literally on Twitter this afternoon.
Yeah.
Obviously, in like the arts and the creative stuff, there's a lot of been, especially more of the independent film scene and whatnot. A lot of people have been talking about like in the credits, like it's like director, actor. This film has been made with no AI.
Yeah.
How do you see that playing out in terms of the general public when they're accessing? Obviously, when TV's a dying breed anyway, but you're streaming, your online like video ads. How do you see that? Is there going to be a pushback from the general public to be like the same principle? Is it real people only now, or specifically in New Zealand, we're a little bit slow?
Yeah, I think if I look at television, so streaming, if you actually look back, they've had to dumb down the storylines because they know everyone's on their phones. And that's sort of like their first instance of a big shift that's happened over the last sort of 18 months. As AI comes in and creates a completely custom sort of output, we don't know if people are going to enjoy that or not. Like, are you going to enjoy your own Star Wars movie starring yourself and your love interest? Or do we actually group around having the one Star Wars movie we can all talk to our mates about, even though we might not have watched it together? I don't think the no AI versus human is really going to last. And the reason I say that is just pure cost. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that really matters, say in a commercial sense, is how many tickets were sold at the movie theatre. You might have the niceties of your perceived value, but at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is dollars and cents in, because that funds the next movie.
Just the answer one.
Oh, one more.
Go for it.
Go.
What industry do you see AI having the biggest impact on?
Biggest impact easily is professional services. Lawyers, accountants, all that sort of stuff are going to really struggle over the next sort of 2 years. We may or may not be involved in creating some of those solutions where we will allow those industries to be a lot more efficient, and then the company might go out and buy a whole lot of professional services company and run it through that system. And so ultimately the cost will come down, which is good for everyone. But if you're a person coming out of university, it's not clear to me that the pricing pressure of, say, a lawyer of what they potentially may earn in the future will be the same. There might be a top 10% that earns a lot of money, but the rest of the 90% may not earn as much as they think they may earn today.
Another one. I'm sorry.
That's good.
This is one of the questions you asked me at the start, I think, but reworded. What would you say to someone who has either just gone into university to do law or accounting, or someone that's about to?
So the first question I ask back is, who's paying for it? If mum and dad are paying for your university degree, enjoy your 3-year party. Party hard, network, learn the people. If you're paying for it, leave today. Knock on the door of a whole lot of industries that you're really passionate about and go work for minimum wage and work your way up.